And that is the final whistle. It is Maidstone United who are 4-1 winners here at the Dave Bryant Stadium. So a fantastic result for Maidstone United there. Nigel, your thoughts on the game this afternoon?
Yeah, you know, we said it, didn't we, that it was
nearly taking his head off there. Goodness
me. We said, Maidstone for large parts of that game controlled the game, and went into lead at half time, 1-0 up, and they just came out of that second half with all the intent, didn't they? They had that 5-minute spell and doubled their lead. Blair getting the first of his 3 goals, and I think for me the change in that game was when Benton came on. I mean, we said in commentary there that Ottaway came on for Enfield, sort of got them back into the game, and they got that goal, 1 goal back. But then Benton came on and completely changed the play. You know, he was just a live wiring around the area. He's found the space for the 3rd goal, and then he was just dictating the play there. And just I don't think as a team you can say that anybody's had a really bad performance there. Again, we said it, Sam Smith coming into the back of that back 3 there, giving Charlie Seaman and Ben Brooks the licence to go forward, putting those crosses in. Ben Brooks got his customary assist for the 1st goal. Bentley looked lively in that first half. He had that little passage of play where he had 2 or 3 shots, and Blair was just his normal self, running that line and trying to put the Enfield defenders under pressure, and that paid dividends in the end with those 2 goals that he got from the mistake by Mensah. He was just asking all the questions all afternoon, wasn't he? And if you wanted the perfect response, I think that was it from Tuesday night. That was the perfect response, wasn't it?
And like I said, Nigel, it was very much a mirror image of that game that Chelmsford had against us. Both sides in need of 3 points. And the way that they performed, my dread love, the way that they performed the Stones was very much like Chelmsford did, just threw everything at it, quite a bit of patience at times, a lot of the goals quite late on as well, that really did embody the performance that was patient at times, some very good playmaking in the end from the Stones. And again, not the 5-1 scoreline, but again, weird parallels with the 4-1 at 90 minutes, the 7 minutes of stoppage time. Maidstone getting another win on the road, less pressure here, fans clapping them all off, and it's regardless of what side of the fence you're on, that is a performance that the Stones would like to see a lot more often this season, home and away.
Of course, and you've got to temper that with the fact that Enfield are a newly promoted side, but they did ask questions there. They're at home, they've got to sort of put a performance in. And it's still that early season, so they're still trying to sort of find their formations. But I think, from our point of view, it was just it's a performance that's been coming, I think, in certain games away from home this year. And you could tell, I mean, the first goal for Aaron Blair was an opportunity goal. He just got in front of that Mensah there and got the ball away. But the second goal, you could tell his confidence back. He's been in that opportunities. He does opportunities like that, and probably these opportunities earlier in the season. But having those 2 goals behind him, he let the ball come across him and just guided it in with his foot into that inside the far post there, and played it across the keeper. And he still has a lot to do when he received that ball off of Benton. And again, yeah, it does.
It does.
It's a big tongue twister, but it was good. And then again, the 3rd goal again, he was just stayed with his man, didn't he? He knew that he'd already got Joy there, and it was just a header back, and he just used that pace, as we said on commentary there, to get between his man and the goalie, and he could pick his spot. And Julie picked the match ball up, and it's a hat trick, and it's the first league hat trick since Jack Barham. So
well, we've had corrections. We've had people come in to us while we've been live on air. We obviously had the Solwanger Smith FA Cup one. We of course had Lamar Reynolds with his very quick hat-trick
right, Eastbourne.
at Eastbourne. I really do need to reprint my hat-trick sheet because it is a couple of years old, and I thought I had them all written down on here. I clearly did not, but we have been reminded by Jensen for the Solwanger Smith FA Cup hat-trick, as well as Reynolds at Eastbourne. We didn't have any in the relegation season 22-23. 23-24.
Well done, that's
Sol
right,
indeed, yeah. Might have had hat-tricks against us, but I don't keep notes for that. So yeah, Solwanger Smith's in the FA Cup against Stenning, yes. Yes, the park benches. We've had a few of them dotted around. We're parked by one down there, to be fair, as you do. Didn't reverse into it, honest. I didn't, it's fine. And yeah, then Reynolds at Eastbourne with that, a couple of absolute bullets that Darren and I took in. Because I think Eastbourne had their goal of the season contender that early in that afternoon, and then Reynolds went, no, I'm not having that, I'm going to have two of my own. So good memories from Reynolds there, and from some of our listeners, so thank you for all of you for coming in and reminding us of those. Quickly run through some of the scores. Not something we always do on the hot take, but there have been some quite interesting ones in South this afternoon. 3-0 Chelmsford. Aveley were 2-0 up at Chesham. They're now 3-2 up in stoppage time. Chippenham Tunbridge goalless. Weymouth have won at Dorking by 2-1. 4-1 Maidstone here with the biggest win in National League South this afternoon. Farnborough 3-1 in the end against Salisbury. Hampton Richmond Boreham Wood 1 apiece. Very late goal for Boreham Wood. Hemel Hempstead still winning the top of the table clash at Slough by 1-0. St Albans and Western Supermare goalless. Eastbourne win at Inform Truro. Welling beat Torquay 2-0. And Worthing Hornchurch 0-0. What does it mean for the league table? Don't care, but we know that Maidstone are slightly better off in it than they were a couple of hours ago.
Yeah, of course they are. And then they've got that goal difference back as well.
Yes.
Only a 1-goal swing after the Tuesday night's performance, which was good to do. So the quicker we get back to a positive goal difference, the better. It's. If last week at Boreham Wood was the green shoots of recovery, with a little bit of tender loving care, they're starting to become a bit more prevalent now. So
I might see a bit of an orchard grow potentially. A few apples might fall not far from some trees. I'm trying to go on the analogy you've got there, but I don't think there's anything branching or rooting or sprouting on anything from that. So just to confirm, Enfield Town 1, Maidstone United 4. Chris Betcherface and Darren Stiles will be on air this time next week in the FA Cup against a potentially reinvigorated Hampton and Richmond. Myself and Nigel will let you know all about their form between last month and this month before that game, and then it'll be Chris and Darren on air, and on the highlights, the hot takes, the everything else is probably a load of H's rather than a load of B's on the pitch, and their hot takes and highlights and preview. That's a P, doesn't matter. Talking of P, we need to leave. We need to make like a P and split. That's the one I was going to do. There you go. It's good, that wasn't it? Thank you everybody for watching, for listening. However it is you take our mediums in, we're really happy after a result like that, and the feedback we get from you, positive and negative, and certainly a bit more positive feedback down there as well as up here for this afternoon's performance. From myself, Sean Skerr, from my Stones Live husband, Nigel Seeger. 2 wins out of 2 on the road from us this season, so we'll see you at the next away one, will we? Probably. As always,
come on, you Stones.